today we're creating a zero-based budget for a married woman who is a bus driver who brings home a total of $4,964.74 a month in net income. But hold up, AJ has a $800 car payment each month. She's drowning in debts and she's investing for her future. So let's go ahead and create a zero-based budget for my subscriber, AJ. What's up, guys? It's Jeanetta from Cash and Curls, and if you're new here, I teach millennials how to save, budget, and eliminate debts. And today, guys, I know it's been a while, but I'm back with another budget with me a video. Today is actually going to be a great one. I'm actually going to be helping out a subscriber who is actually from Canada. So this is my second international budget that I have done. So I'm super excited to serve my subscriber AJ from Canada in today's video. If you have a similar situation to AJ, be sure to stick around because things are interesting. But let's go ahead and jump into the video agenda. First and foremost, we're going to create AJ's budget as is. I'm going to create a budget using the numbers that she have provided to me. Secondly, I'm going to go ahead and add my special Cash and Curls touch to AJ's budget to help it become zero-based. Thirdly, I'm going to go ahead and then leave you guys with some recommendations. These recommendations are honestly just geared to help my subscribers and you guys reach your financial goals based off the numbers that I'm seeing right in front of me. And lastly, of course, I have to leave you guys with some homework. So be sure to stick around to the very end so you do not miss those recommendations and your homework assignment for 2025. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive into AJ's budget. Let's go ahead and get into the details of AJ. So AJ is a 32-year-old married woman who lives in Canada. AJ is currently drowning in debts, investing for retirement, and saving for her kids' college fund. AJ currently works as a bus driver, and AJ gets paid bi-weekly. AJ brings home a total of $4,964.74 a month. Let's go ahead and create a zero-based budget for AJ. Before we go ahead and dive into AJ's budget, I need you to do a few things. First and foremost, the very first thing that I would like for you to do is to download my free monthly budget template. Guys, if you haven't downloaded this monthly budget template, what are you doing? It is 2025 and I have had this budget out for a little over two years now, and my community loves it. So if you haven't gotten your hands on this free monthly budget template, all you have to do is click the link down below so that you can get your free copy today and get started with budgeting, okay? This monthly budget template was honestly designed with the beginner in mind. So if you have no idea what to do when it comes to budgeting, my template will help you get started, okay? So definitely go ahead and click the link down below so that you can get you a copy so that you can get started today. All right, guys, let's go ahead and dive into AJ's budget. So I have two markers here. This first marker is going to represent AJ's numbers, the numbers she provided for me, and then this light purple is going to represent any changes that I make to her budget. So the very first thing that we want to do is go ahead and write out her income for the month. So AJ stated that she gets paid twice a month, bi-weekly, and she gets paid $2,482 with each check. Okay. And then $2,482.37. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and add up these two numbers right here to figure out what her grand total is going to be. So let's go ahead and do that now. 2482.37 plus 2482. All right, so that gives us a grand total of $4,964.74. So I'm going to go ahead and write that number right here because that's her total monthly income. $4,964.74. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into AJ's fixed expenses and her variable expenses. So if you're new here, just a quick little spill. A fixed expense is an expense that do not fluctuate from month to month. So these are typically your household bills, such as your rent, your mortgage, your car insurance, your phone bill, your Wi-Fi bill. All of those things would be considered as fixed expenses. Anything else could be considered as a variable expense. So this is eating out, this is shopping, beauty expenses, kids entertainment, your entertainment. All of those things will be considered as variable expenses. So what I'm going to go ahead and do now is write out her fixed expenses. So AJ stated that she does pay rent. Okay, so her rent each month is $1,683.15. She also pays car insurance each month. Okay, and her car insurance is $229.17. She also has daycare expenses, and her daycare expenses are $457 a month. Her phone bill for her family is $451. She has Wi-Fi, okay, and her Wi-Fi bill is $77.70. She has life insurance, which we all need. Okay, and that is a monthly expense of $23.19. In addition to that, she has her security cam, and that is $45 a month. And then she has Amazon each month, and that is that is $10.49. Okay, so what I'm going to go ahead and do is go ahead and add up all of her fixed expenses to figure out what her grand total is. So let's go ahead and do that now. All right, so for our grand total for her fixed expenses, we are up to $2,976.70. So we're gonna go ahead and plug that in right here. And now we're gonna go ahead and jump into her variable expenses. So AJ did state that her and her husband do split the bills. So whatever you do not see on her budget, her husband covers those other items. So the three variable expenses that AJ actually had were fees. So she has a bank fee. Okay, and she pays $30 a month for that. She also has Apple fee. Okay, and she pays another $30 a month towards that. And then she has school fees. Okay, and that school fee is $150 a month. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and add up these expenses right here to get her grand total for her variable expenses. So let's go ahead and do that now. 30. All right, so for her variable expenses each month, she is spending about $210 for her variable expenses. So I'm gonna go ahead and write that right here, $210, okay? So let's go ahead and move down to her debts and her savings. So for the area of savings, she is actually doing three things. She is saving for retirement, okay, and she is sending $100 a month towards retirement. She's also maximizing a tax-free savings, okay, and she is sending $100 a month there. And then she also has a college fund for her children, college fund, and she's contributing $400 a month there. Okay, so let's go ahead and add up these expenses to see what her grand total is. All right, so her grand total for savings and investments is $600 a month. So let's go ahead and write that right here. Okay, and then let's go ahead and dive into her debts. So for her debts, she does have 3 different debts. She has a car loan, and for her car loan, she is actually spending $800 a month for her car. For her car payment, she has a personal loan, and that is $150 a month. And then in addition to that, she also is paying loan entrance each month. And she's paying $60 a month there. So let's go ahead and add up her debts for the month. All right, so she has 800 plus 150 plus 60. All right, so that gives us a grand total of 1010. So let's go ahead and write that number down here. So we have $1,010. Okay, so what I'm going to go ahead and do is I am going to go ahead and add up all of her totals to see what she is spending for the month. All right, so let's go ahead and do that now. We got 2976. All right, so that gives us a grand total of $4,796.70. So I'm going to go ahead and write that right here. Okay, so we're going to take her income and I'm going to minus this, which is the total of her expenses, to see how much money we're over or how much money we're working with. So let's go ahead and do that now. So we have $4,964.74, and I'm going to minus it from this number right here, which will be $4,796.70. 4964 minus this number right here, which is $4,796.70. All right, so it looks like we still have about $168.04 to work with. So let's go ahead and write that right here. $168.04. All right, so looking at AJ's budgets and knowing her circumstances, what I'm actually going to do with this $168 is I'm just going to set it aside for giving. And I'll talk a little bit more about this in the recommendations. So I'm going to go ahead and just put it off to the side as a variable expense for giving, or she can use it as miscellaneous to cover some things she may have forgotten. So I'm going to use this pen and I'm going to put giving, okay, right here, or it can be for miscellaneous, whichever they choose. And I'm just going to go ahead and give them $168.04. Okay, so let's go ahead and add 210 plus 168.04 to figure out what our new total will be. So we got 30 plus 30 plus 150 plus 168.04. All right, so our new grand total for her variable expense will be $378.04. So I'm just going to write that down here. Okay, so we got $378.04. So what I'm going to go ahead and do now is add up our new totals to make sure we've reached a zero-based budget. Okay, so we want all of our income, so we want all of our expenses to equal our income. So let's go ahead and do that now. 2976. All right, so that gives us a grand total of $4,964.74. So our income minus our expenses equals 0. So that means we've reached a 0 base budget. So what I'm going to go ahead and do now is I'm going to go ahead and jump into her recommendations, and let's see how we can make this a little bit more a 0 base and help her reach her financial goals. So let's go ahead and jump into the recommendations. So let's go ahead and dive into AJ's recommendations. First and foremost, I just want to give AJ a round of applause, okay? AJ, you are doing the thing when it comes to managing your money. One thing that I can say just by looking at your budget and looking at your numbers is that you know exactly where your money is going, okay? Your budget, you only had about $168 left to budget. So I just want to take a step back and just give you a round of applause because that is phenomenal, okay? The very first recommendation for you, AJ, is for you to start figuring out ways that you can lower your phone bill. We're looking at the numbers inside of your budget. I can see that you're spending $451 a month for your phone bill, and I think that's extremely high. I actually Googled to see what a typical family of 5 is spending for their monthly phone bill expenses. And to my surprise, most families are spending about $200 a month in regards to their phone bills. So we are well over $200. I know you're a family of 5, but $451 is very steep, okay? So what I would like to suggest to you to help you lower this bill is to first and foremost try to get these phones paid off ASAP, okay? And once you get these phones paid off, I would then like for you to stop getting new phones, okay? You and your family are into like the latest iPhones or the latest Androids. I want you to stop doing that, okay? Because that could be one reason why your phone bill is extremely high. You guys do not need a new phone every single time the latest model drops out. And if you want to kind of cut back in your phone bill expense, I highly recommend that you try to look into getting your children a lower model of the phone that they currently have, okay? So if you're an iPhone family, definitely look at getting an older generation for your kids, especially if they're young and they're just now getting started out with phones to begin with. I also want you to take a look at the type of plans you have, okay? So I know most families kind of typically go with these larger phone carriers. And with these larger phone carrier plans, they have something with unlimited minutes, unlimited data, unlimited all these, talk and text. Take a look at your plan and actually look and see how much you guys are using for each of these different categories. So see how many minutes you guys are speaking on the phone each month. See how much data you guys are using for your data plan. Look at all of these things. Look at getting a plan that fits your actual needs, okay? Because if we're being honest, a lot of us have these unlimited services, but we're using just a very small percentage of that service, okay, for like the talk and text or the data plan, okay? So it can be cheaper to find a plan that actually works for you and your lifestyle, okay? I hope that makes sense. In addition to that, I also don't want you guys to be afraid to switch carriers, okay? I know a lot of us are very loyal to brands and companies, but I want you to take a look at other companies and see what they're offering for a family plan, okay, that suits your actual family's needs. If they're offering a lower monthly rate, definitely do not be afraid to go ahead and switch and say goodbye to the carrier you're currently with, okay? We gotta stop being so loyal to these companies. Honestly, go where things could be cheaper but still give us the quality that we need, okay? In addition to that, look for any discounts, see if they have any discounts that could work for you and your family. Another instant red flag that I saw when I was completing your budget was in the area of your variable expenses. Immediately was like, hold up, why does AJ have all of these fees? Okay, so inside of your budget you had a bank fee, an Apple fee, and a school fee, okay? And we just got to get rid of these fees. Like, I know the school fee could be like a necessary fee. That's something you cannot negotiate. That's something you cannot get rid of. But for these bank fees and the Apple fee that you have, it's time for us to get rid of that, okay? Each month, I was looking at your budget. Each month you're spending $210 a month in fees, okay? So if school fees is something you cannot bypass, I understand, but we can be saving that $60 a month, and that $60 a month could be going somewhere else inside of our budget, okay? So definitely take a look at these fees and figure out how you can get rid of them. I did kind of question myself. I wanted to know whether this was a one-time fee that you had, or if this is going to be a monthly fee, a quarterly fee. So that wasn't clear. So I just don't want this to be something that you get charged for each and every month, okay? Especially those bank fees and that Apple fee. The next recommendation is actually for the area of your car, okay? So looking at your budget, I saw that you have a $800 car payment each month, and guys, that scared me. Having that high payments for your car is insane. And I know you guys are a family, and I know your husband probably has a car as well, but $800 for one car payment is very high, okay? So I don't know if you guys are driving like a luxury high-end car, or if you're driving a newer car, 2023, 2024, 2025, whatever it may be. I just know $800 a month for one car is very, very high. So we got to get rid of this car payment, okay? If you do not want to sell your car and get something that's more cheaper, more affordable, I want to recommend that you get aggressive with paying this car off, okay? Any extra money you have, once you get rid of those fees, you could be throwing that extra $60 a month to your car payment so that you can get out of that ASAP, okay? Cars are a depreciating asset, and I just want you to get rid of that car payment as soon as possible, because you could be spending that $800 to go somewhere else. So definitely get aggressive with this debt if you're not gonna sell your car. Your car payment or your car loan is $21,557, and you also had a personal loan, and this personal loan was only $2,000, and I know that you're spending $150 a month to go towards that personal loan. So what I recommend is that you just do the debt snowball, okay? Right now, for what you've given me, it looks like you only have 2 debts to your name. So I will definitely like for you to attack that personal loan and get that loan out of your life, and then go ahead and aggressively start attacking that car payment. You can have more income that you can allocate towards your retirement and your kids' college fund, okay? Think about how much freedom you will have if you didn't have $23,000 attached to your name and to your family's name. Like, you can truly get aggressive with saving and sending money to your kids' college fund and to your retirement. All right, so looking at the form that you've completed for me, it wasn't clear as to whether or not your family had a starter emergency fund. So if you do have a starter emergency fund, just go ahead and disregard this statement. But for those who are out there who are in a similar situation like AJ, and you do not have a starter emergency fund of at least $1,000 to $2,000, I just want to take a moment to say you need an emergency fund, okay? With the times that we're in right now, with all of this uncertainty, with the tariffs being put into place in the United States, it's a very crazy time, and I just want you to have something set aside for you and your family when an emergency will happen, okay? If you have a family out there, you have multiple kids, or you have like certain stipulations, family illnesses, or you're caring for a child with a disability, or you're caring for aging parents, I highly recommend that you honestly just set aside around like $2,000 just to keep you covered in these uncertain times, okay? I truly believe that having that $2,000 can help you out if something was to happen, okay? And when you get this $2,000 or this $1,000, I want you to put it inside of a high yield savings account, okay? So this money will honestly be making money for you just by sitting in this account. Okay, so I push all of my community members to open up a high yield savings account with Ally. Ally is my favorite place to park my emergency fund and my sinking funds. And I just want to let you guys know that when you park your money at Ally, you will have a higher entrance rate. Okay, the APY, the annual percentage yield, is a lot higher than a traditional savings account. Okay, so definitely, if you do not have a high yield savings account, consider opening up one with Ally. And if you don't want to go with Ally, go with someone that offers you a higher entrance rate. Okay, if you would like to open up a high yield savings account with Ally, go ahead and check out my referral code down below, because you can actually get $100 just by opening up a high yield savings account with Ally. And if you need a little bit more information about Ally and the importance of having a high yield savings account, go ahead and check out this video I created, which gives you everything you need to know about high yield savings accounts. Let's go ahead and jump back into the recommendations. So AJ, I saw that you were also investing in a few areas inside of your budget. So I want to honestly challenge you, and I know it's very hard because I had to Google the tax-free savings that Canada actually offers you guys. But I want to honestly just challenge you to either pause your investments just for a season, or to lower the amounts you're actually contributing into your investment funds. Okay, and I say this for a few reasons. Many people are not successful when it comes to reaching their financial goals because they're trying to dibble and dabble in a lot of different things. Okay, they're trying to save that emergency fund, they're trying to drive that nice luxury car, they're trying to save towards kids' college and their retirement and pay off personal loans. Like, they're trying to do so many things all at once that they never become successful in anything. So I know this is hard to do, I know it's hard to say, but I really want to challenge you to just focus on one thing at a time. And I think your one thing right now, after getting that starter emergency fund, would be to pay off this car and to pay off that personal loan. And once you do that, it will then be to aggressively investing towards your retirement and your kids' college fund. Just think, like, once you get rid of that $800 car payment each month and that $150 you're spending towards your personal loan, that's about $950 each month that you can be sending extra towards your retirement and your kids' college fund. So I know it's a sacrifice, but trust me, it will pay off in the long run. At your form, I did see that you do have kids. You have one under 5, you have one who's in elementary school and one in high school. So I know you're probably trying to aggressively save for that one that's in high school right now, but I want to just say that your child can still go to school debt-free. You may not have all the money you want saved and invested for that child to go to college very soon, but your child can go to school debt-free. Okay, I'm going to link a few resources that have been extremely helpful to parents and for myself to help them send their children to school or to send themselves to school debt-free. And first and foremost, that's the book Debt Free Degree by Anthony O'Neill. He teaches the importance of, getting started now, and this will help you for your other kids that you have under 5 and in elementary school. It will help you prepare for them so that it can be a smooth transition from leaving high school to going into college. I do want to stress the importance of looking into scholarships, okay? If your child who's in high school right now doesn't have a part-time job, their part-time job needs to be looking for some scholarships to help lower their tuition and fee costs once it's time for them to go to college. Okay, so definitely do not panic. I know for this child in high school, you may feel like, I gotta get this money, I gotta start saving, I gotta start investing for them, but I want you to take a moment to just try to clean up your financial mess and then do what you can for your child, especially for that child in high school. I also want you and your family to consider giving and tithing, okay? So if you're a believer, I highly recommend that you give at least 10% of your income towards your local church, or your place of worship, okay? And if you're not a believer, I highly recommend that you look to give some money, 10% of your money, towards a charity of your choice, okay? So this is a big ask. This is not normal for most people, but I just want to say, like, when you get into the habit of giving, you will find that giving is the most fun you'll ever have with your money. Like, I enjoy giving to my church. I enjoy giving to others, different causes and organizations that I support. And in order for me to have that heart of being a cheerful giver, I had to start with the little money that I had at the moment, okay? So it seems like you and your family is doing well, and I just want to challenge you guys to just give a percentage of your income each month to something that you support. And in addition to that, I know you and your husband are not budgeting together, but I just want to make sure that you guys are considering entertainment and fun money inside of your budget, okay? It's very important for families, singles, to have fun money inside of their budget, okay? So definitely include an entertainment line item inside of your budget for you and your husband, and also create one for your kids, because if we're being honest, we may not be writing it down on paper, but our kids are spending our money, okay? So let's go ahead and give them a budget each and every month. The next suggestion is actually my biggest suggestion and recommendation for you, and that is to start budgeting with your husband, okay? Guys, there's so many perks to budgeting with your spouse, and I know everyone has different circumstances and different situations. Truly suggest that you guys work together and try to budget both of your incomes to help your family win with your financial goals that you guys have for yourself, okay? If you're looking to see how you can get started with budgeting with your spouse, I actually created another budget with me video for my subscriber D Girl. She was in a similar situation as you. She was budgeting, but she was not budgeting with her spouse. They kept everything separate. And what I did was I honestly showed the budget of D Girl. I did a budget for her husband, and then I did one big family budget for the D family, okay? So if you and your husband do not know where to start when it comes to budgeting together, I highly recommend that you check out that video that I created for my subscriber D Girl, because it can help you get started and help you guys start working together and winning with money. I'll be sure to link that video down below, okay? So let's go ahead and jump into the homework. The very first homework assignment for you guys is to start budgeting today, okay? If you sat here and watched this whole entire video, I want to just say thank you, okay? I want to thank you for taking a step to learn how to budget, okay? But after you have watched this video, I want you to actually dive into your numbers and start practicing budgeting today, okay? Pull your income, write out your expenses, and start trying to make your budget zero-based. If you're in a similar situation as AJ, I definitely want you to use the recommendations that I have given her to help you guys out as well, okay? Huge shout out to AJ for requesting today's video. AJ, I just want to say I'm super proud of you. You are doing great, and I know that your financial future is very bright. I want to thank you for being patient. I hope this video gave you insight as to how to make your budget zero-based and to help you reach your goals. If you like this budget, I just want to recommend that you check out my other budget with me videos here on my channel, okay? I have an entire playlist on my channel which will help you guys get started with budgeting, okay? So I'll link that playlist in the cards and down in my description box as well. If you enjoyed today's video, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, and do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Guys, I am going to try to do a budget every single month so that I can start serving you more frequently, okay? And never forget that you can win with money, and I am rooting for you. Until next time, friends, bye.